when you get into the entrepreneurial world, it's up and down. It's a roller coaster, good and bad and frustrating and hard times, good times. The problem is, I'll be honest with you, it just depends on what kind of personality you have.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to make your first million? And today we have George from Boca Raton joining us from United States and expert networking. So George, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, Harry. Listen, I'm happy to be on your podcast. I've heard a lot of good things about what you do and all your guests, and I'm proud to be one of your guests. So
we are more than happy to have you.
Yeah, my background is varied and very diverse. I'm 77 years old, and I've had many careers, been involved in corporate worlds. I've been involved in network marketing. I've been involved in direct sales. I've owned my own companies. I've been in the movies. I had my own radio show.
Wow.
I was a former flamenco dancer, professional flamenco dancer.
Wow, that's fantastic. It's gonna keep you fit, yeah.
So yeah, right. In fact, when I used to dance, people would come up to me and start speaking Spanish, and I'd go, "No, I was the only Anglo flamenco dancer in South Florida." So
wow, that's fantastic. So George, tell us a little bit more. So what happened before you used to work in corporate, and then you decided to have your own business? What happened there?
Well, actually, I started when I was out of college at General Motors in Warren, Ohio, Packard Electric Division. I worked there as an executive I started as an engineer, then I became an executive, and I bought my job out in 1985. I worked there 18 years.
But why if you have this comfortable corporate career that they pay you a lot of money, why you decide to drop this out and become an entrepreneur, which is a very risky thing to do?
Well, back in the day, I used to listen to Anthony Robbins and Zig Ziglar, and they planted a seed in my head. Oh my goodness, you're wasting your life. You're on a treadmill. And so I said, yeah, what am I doing? I want to retire here, like as an old man and just work at the same place for 30 years. So I decided to go off and instead of going west, young man, I went south, young man. I moved to Florida and I got involved in all kinds of stuff, just anything that interested me and could make money.
So Josh, and I'm glad that you start to listen to these people, because at the end of the day, sometimes it could be a little bit devastating. Sometimes people out there, I hear stories that they've been working in a corporate for 20 years. So they buy a big house, they drive an amazing car, and all of a sudden they tell them that they're not needed anymore, and now they don't know how to do anything else, right? Whether you took a different path, you left your corporate career, which is full of comfort and very good money, and you decided to start the adventurous journey as an entrepreneur. But as it turned around, you have developed a lot of skills, and I got the feeling that it doesn't matter where we drop you. If I take today all your money and everything, and I drop you in Texas, you can become a millionaire again very soon. So how this roller coaster has been experienced after you left your job? It has been fun, or do you have some setbacks along the way?
Well, the only thing I can tell you, Harry, is that you're right. Being in the corporate world, getting a nice fat paycheck is comfortable, okay? Your life is on like a flat line. When you get into the entrepreneurial world, it's up and down. It's a roller coaster, good and bad and frustrating and hard times, good times. The problem is, I'll be honest with you, it just depends on what kind of personality you have. Some people want to be in a comfort zone. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, I'll be honest with you, most people need to stay in a comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's not healthy. They don't have the skills, the talent, the attitude, the abilities. So it's kind of dangerous. You got to be careful. If you're not willing to go on that roller coaster, don't do it. Stay.
It goes
stay
with
in
your
the right.
personality, right?
You got to have the right personality. And then, of course, sometimes it depends on your life situation. I mean, if you got a wife and kids, you're starting to risk their lives. So there's a lot of things you got to consider. And I don't think there's any real answer to it. I think it's just a matter of you got to make a decision and then live with the effects of it. Be willing to live with what happens.
I remember 17 years ago when I used to have a girlfriend, and the mom was asking to this girl, I said, but what is the security with this guy? I don't think nothing safe about this guy. He has businesses. Some of them do well. Some of them not doing well. What's going on? And I was thinking to myself, and we're thinking, well, I don't think there will be security with me ever, because this is what I love to do, right? I love to create things. Sometimes they work out. Sometimes they are a total disaster. And if I tell you my failures right now, I'm gonna depress you. You might start to cry. So better let's don't go there. But this is what the life of entrepreneur is about, right? Is to find the fun in the failures. And but let's face it, Josh, when the payback comes, when everything works out, right? Like now, for example, you live in a place that you want to live, and now you have your own podcast, and I can see a lot of happiness and good energy from how you speak, right? So what happened when everything turned around and actually work out? How is the feeling?
Well, put it this way, it never works out. There's always the next level. When you're an entrepreneur, you never quit. I'm 77 years old. I'm financially independent. I can just go to the beach every day. I live in Florida. I have the ocean. I can go on cruises.
So why you don't do that? What are you doing talking to me? Go to the seaside, travel the world, enjoy life. What are you doing?
No, I'll tell you what, Harry, I work harder than I ever did when I was young. I work 12, 14 hours a day. I love it. Because the number one thing that I keep in my mind, I want to be productive. Mm-hmm. I don't want to waste my time. I only got so much time left. When I was younger, it seemed like I had lots of time. The world was like, it never ended. Time never ended. But now it's like, man, I don't want to waste a day going to the beach and sitting there looking at the clouds. I want to do something. I want to help somebody, not even necessarily make money. I want to feel like I have a benefit on this earth,
And let's talk about that. It's about the cycle of the entrepreneur, because I have something similar here, right? That, first when we start in business, we are like, oh, I want to make $1 million. I want to make my first $1 million. But honestly, when we actually achieve our first $1 million in sales, it's like it only lasted 3 days. However, we do a lot of talks, a lot of conferences around the world. And even here in London, sometimes the people stop me in the metro and say, Harry, this is you? I hit your company, man, and changed my life. Look, I have my business, these are my kids. I say, where? I say, yeah, you don't remember this conference. I was there in the second floor, and I hear what you say, and now I have my business, and look, my family are happy, and they take a picture. And after this happened, I go back home, and the level of fulfillment, the level of happiness that you feel when you help someone, when you transform someone's life, sometimes it's better than any money that you can have in a bank account. It gives you life, it gives you joy, can give you health. I think I always said that this thing become addictive. Sometimes I don't do it even for them, I'm doing it for me. So the more you have people out there, it's like you get paid 10 times better, and it's in a different currency. It's not money, it's a better currency. It's currency of love, appreciation, a lot of things that we actually need to be healthy and alive, right?
No, that's right. When you're younger, you're more enamored with, like you said, make $1 million, drive a fancy car, live in a big house. But the other thing I found out, like I made enough money that I'm happy to live my life. My wife and I were retired. But now that I'm older, I realize I wish I'd have made a lot more money. And that's why I'm still working too, to make more money to help my family. There's so many people in today's world don't have good jobs. They're struggling. The price of homes, inflation, the price of food.
You name it.
And I say to myself, well, I'm okay, but what about my granddaughter? What about my grandkids? And I do help them, but I'd like to buy them homes. I'd like to put them through college. I'd like to do even more. So I have the ability to make I have the ability to make a lot of money. So I say, well, I'm going to make more money so I can help them.
And just let's face it, it has been tough out there if you're an employee, right? This is ridiculous. The cost of living, I don't know, but I think United States, I got family there in United States. And, it's the same like here in UK, right? Like the price of food is like double or triple, and rent and everything more expensive, and the salary hasn't going up. So basically it's a huge crisis of living. So it becomes like for your granddaughter, right? For that generation, they're in a world that is more that they need to work harder and right. So
well, I'll tell you what, the problem though, Harry, is that look, when I grew up, I lived in small town Ohio. There were 7 people in a home of 1,500 square feet. We had one bathroom that you could barely fit into. It was like a closet. But we didn't. We had a week dinner. We had a roof over our head, but we were happy. But today, that's not enough. Exactly. Everybody wants fancy this, and they want more of this. And somebody just told me, listen to this. How much do you think it costs in America to go to a Taylor Swift concert? You know who Taylor Swift is?
Hey, I know. Yes.
How much do you think it costs for a ticket?
Huge. How much?
$2,000.
Wow. That's bigger than the Rolling Stone Beatles all together, yeah?
So, I mean, back in the days, we used to have people just come into our town to play music in the park for free. So, the whole perspective. And now, like when you have a kid, like when I was a kid, I had 4 brothers and sisters. We never went to anything. We didn't have gymnastic class. We didn't take lessons. We didn't have we didn't do anything. If you have a kid, you got to take them to all these classes and all these lessons. It all costs money.
You don't have any more money left for anything.
No.
Because you have to also, there is a birthday of the other kid, and then you have to buy presents and everything. So your life actually is gone, because with the salary that they're going out there, it becomes now. Just let's talk about, what do you think about network marketing? I think that I did network marketing, and for me it was amazing, right? Not that the company said, because the company actually after a couple of years closed down, right? But the skills that network marketing teach to the people, which basically team building, and right, is something as an entrepreneur you need in order to move your business forward. So tell us a little bit about your network marketing experience. Do you think that regardless the company fails or not, it's going to be a good idea for people that want to start to entrepreneur journey to join a network marketing company so they can learn some skills, for example, how to sell and how to keep your team motivated and leadership skills?
Well, I don't think I take that. You're right. You learn different skills and team building and recruiting and sales and so forth in network marketing. The only problem is I don't think you can translate that to other regular business. I think once you learn those skills, they're great if you stay within network marketing. You go from one company to another, but I don't see it translating to starting a business. Maybe you're a landscaping business or you're starting a high-tech company. I'm not really skills apply exactly. They benefit to some extent, but it's just they're 2 different worlds. And even the people, you deal with them differently. They're different.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because now if you're pro, you're on charge of the pro.
Right. Yeah, you have people that are more motivated to listen to you because you're going to help them make money. But when you hire people on a job, a lot of times they're not happy because they're not making enough money, and then you got to have employee problems. So it's kind of 2 different worlds, really.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.